Early life. Edison was born in 1847 in the canal town of Milan, Ohio, the last of 7 children. His mother, Nancy, had been a school teacher. His father, Samuel, was a Canadian political firebrand who was exiled from his country. The family moved to Port Huron, Michigan. When Thomas was 7, he attended school briefly, but was principally educated at home by his mother and in his father's library. In 1859, Edison began working on a local branch of the Grand Trunk Railroad. At one point, he conducted chemical experiments in a baggage car laboratory. From 1863 to 1867, he traveled through the Midwest as an itinerant telegrapher. During these years, he acquired himself with electrical science, VIA, studying for his VIA telegraph. In 1879, after many experiments with carbon, platinum, and other metal filaments, he returned to carbon. The first successful test was on October 22, 1879, and it lasted 13.5 hours. He continued to improve his design on November 4, 1879, filed for U.S. patent number 223,898, which is granted on January 27, 1880. He set up his first small lab in Newark, New Jersey, and he formed partnerships with companies like Western Union Telegraph Company. People had encouraged him to go against Alexander Graham Bell's telephone. In response, he later made, in December 1877, the phonograph, which is considered to be one of his first great inventions during his life. Late in his life. In earlier times of the automobile industry, there was hopes for an electrical vehicle. Edison spent a decade during the 20th century trying to develop a suitable storage battery. Although gas power won, Edison's battery was used a lot inside the industry. In World War I, the federal government asked Edison to head the Naval Consulting Board, which examined inventions submitted for military use. Edison worked on several problems, including submarine detectors and gun location techniques. By the time of death of 1931, Edison received 1,093 U.S. patents, a total still untouched by any other inventor. Even more important, he created a model for modern industrial research. Most successful inventions. Thomas Edison was an inventor who accumulated 2,332 patents worldwide for his inventions. 1,093 of Edison's patents were in the United States, but other patents were approved in countries around the globe. Considered to be the first great Thomas Edison invention, his lifelong favorite, the phonograph record the spoken voice and play it back. Thomas Edison is most well known for his invention of the light bulb. Contrary to popular belief, Edison did not invent the light bulb. The electrical lights at the time, however, were unreliable, expensive, and short-lived. Edison's initial work in motion pictures was inspired by Muybridge's analysis of motion. The first Edison device resembled his phonograph. Working with W.K.L. Dixon, Edison then developed the strip kinetograph using George Eastman's improved 35mm celluloid film. His least successful inventions. Edison's inventions of the phonograph is well documented, sure, but in 1890, a miniature version of the music player was shipped inside of a doll, containing 6 seconds of recording of a nursery rhyme. There was pride for such state-of-the-art technology, of course. One of his simpler inventions, Edison's method for preserving fruit, involved sticking air in a glass tube and removing the air. Seemed like a lot of work to keep bananas around for a little longer. Edison created a machine called electrographic vote recorder. He was at the time developing methods for legislative bodies such as U.S. Congress to record their votes in a more timely fashion than time-honored vote systems. Parents of Thomas Edison. Nancy Matthews Elliott married Samuel Edison in September 12, 1828, when she was a devout Presbyterian with some formal education. She put the education to good use. When Al left school, she homeschooled the young Edison. When wife of Thomas Edison, Mary Stillwell, was born in New York, New Jersey, on September 6, 1855. Edison had noticed a 16-year-old punching perforations into telegraph tape. She married the 24-year-old inventor on Christmas Day, 1871. Sadly, Mary's health deteriorated when she died on August 9, 1884, at the age of 29. Although many books say that Mary died of typhoid, her death certificate states that she died of congestion of the brain. Thomas Edison and Mary Stillwell had 3 children while Mary was still alive: Marion Estelle, Thomas Jr., and William Leslie. If Edison was still alive today, he would make many innovations of what we have today. Like, before he died, he was attempting to create a version of rubber he was using sap from a certain type of tree, and died before creating or finishing it. I, for one, think he would be amazed on how his inventions that he made almost 100 years ago are still a major part of how people live today.